Hey guys, it's Milana. Welcome back to my channel. I am so passionate about today's topic. I got a request from a friend. She was asking me how do you actively love yourself? She was like, I'm really struggling to receive my own love. I'm very loving towards other people, but I'm not receiving my own love, and I'm trying, I just don't know how. So what tips and what advice do you have for me? So I am a huge fan and advocate for self-love and all things loving yourself and treating yourself the way you want to be treated. So I have some very useful tips for you. I'm just going to share my own mindset, how I approach this, how I've changed my relationship with myself. And by the way, your relationship with yourself and how you treat yourself sets the standard for how you allow other people to treat you. So keep that in mind as we talk about all these different things and as you're coming up with ways that you can start showering yourself with your own love and really receiving your own love and setting the bar, setting the standard for how you want to be treated by the people around you. Because if you are treating yourself really well and taking care of yourself and honoring and respecting yourself, you won't allow other people to cross that boundary and disrespect you. You'll realize if someone is trying to cross your boundaries and just treat you less than you deserve, less than how you would treat yourself, it's so much easier to stand up for yourself and say, hey, I don't accept this behavior. You're either gonna have to treat me like this or you're not in my life, and that's completely fine. So treating yourself with a lot of love and respect makes it so much easier to set and keep boundaries, because you're like, look, if it's not as good or better than the way I treat myself, I literally don't need it because I can take care of myself. So, you can see Ko in the background. He's all blurred out. Anyways, we're gonna get into all that juicy good stuff really quick. I'm gonna read you guys a poem from my poetry book. It's called Pure Love, and it's available on Amazon in the link below. So this is on page 67, and it says, swept under the blanket of the cool night sky, safe to relax in the comfort of my own home. No longer putting on a show for everyone I know. This is the time for me. He, he, he. This was a very playful, funny poem I wrote one night. I've always been a night owl, and I've always loved staying up late. Whether it's with friends or just by myself doing literally nothing. Ever since I was a teenager and when I was young, I would love to just stay up super late, till 2 a.m., listening to music, writing in my journal, making art, and just kind of daydreaming, literally just being a goof, doing nothing. And I always loved that time. And now I don't really do that as much because I wake up really early. So I'm pretty strict about getting to bed early and doing my nighttime meditation and stuff. But I mean, that poem still rings true. It's it's nice just to have that cozy time for yourself where you get to just forget about having to make conversation with people and be presentable, and just be a weirdo, do your face masks, eat that strange food you like, and straight out of the container. Anyways, so that's a cute little poem I wrote. So let's talk more about self-love and how you can actively love yourself. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the 5 love languages, I highly recommend you look up a quiz and test yourself and see what of the 5 love languages are your top ones. So I'm gonna cover them really briefly. There's words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and I'm drawing a blank. What is the last one? Gifts, acts of service, quality time. Oh, physical touch. Okay, physical touch. So of those 5 love languages, usually people have a preference towards 1 or 2. 1 or 2 are really strong. And of course, everybody needs all of them. You need all of the love languages, but it's really powerful to know which one is your top 1 or your top 2, because then you can share that with the people around you and be like, hey, this is how I like to be loved. This makes me feel the most loved. And you can also lean into those things for yourself. So for example, my top love language is words of affirmation. So I love compliments. I love when people tell me how much they love me and what they love about me and how great I am. So the way I use that to love myself is I literally give myself compliments. Like when I am driving, sometimes I'll like make up a song as I'm driving and I'll be like, I'm so awesome, I'm so cool, I love myself, I love my life, like I'm so smart, I'm amazing, I'm intelligent, whatever. And I'll just like tell myself those things. And another good one you can do is like sit in front of a mirror and talk to yourself and say, I love you. You are so smart. You are so worthy of love. You are abundant. You are like an eternal, beautiful soul. Like you are priceless. You are precious. You are an angel. Like tell yourself all of those things and you'll be receiving it. And like think those things to yourself too. I don't know if this is like mostly women. I don't know if men do this too, but I know for myself, like I have really struggled with how I talk to myself, because growing up, there's just these unrealistic beauty standards of like what women should look like, what size they should be, whatever. So I was always just like so hard on myself for not being a certain size or not looking a certain way. And like really over the last few months, I've really stepped into the next level of loving my body and like accepting myself the way I am. So that's just another form of self-love, is just like really accepting yourself the way you are. And then if you think about the other love languages, so there's quality time. So if that's a top love language for you, then spend quality time with yourself. Like do whatever it is that you love to do by yourself. Maybe it's going for nice walks. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's listening to music or watching a movie, but like be really intentional about that quality time with yourself. It's just like, it's a date for you, and it's a time for you to receive your own love and spend time with yourself. And then for gifts, like go out and buy yourself flowers. If there's something that you would like, go get it for yourself. Don't be like, oh, well, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a lover that's gonna get that for me. No. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated. If you would want someone else to get you flowers or whatever, get it for yourself. You will feel so loved and so loving. And then every time you see that thing you got for yourself, you'll be reminded of like, oh yeah, that's because I love myself. Like I deserve these flowers. I deserve this. I'm worthy of this. So you can jump into any of the love languages using, how do I say this? You can use any of the love languages as kind of a guide to be like, what's a good way for me to love myself? So yeah, really just practice being your own best friend, being your own lover, and ask yourself like, if I had a lover, or if I had a lover that treats me right, because maybe you're in a relationship and it's not the best. Be like, if I had this ideal lover, how would they treat me? How would I want to be treated? And then think of those things and be like, okay, I'm gonna do that for myself. I don't need to wait for anyone else to do that for me. I'm gonna do it for myself. I remember one night when I was in college, I was single at the time, and I was like, dang, I really wish I had a boyfriend so I could just like snuggle and watch a movie. That's just like such a cozy feeling. And then I was like, no, okay, I'm gonna snuggle myself and watch a movie. So I remember getting pillows and just like cuddling up and eating ice cream and watching Grey's Anatomy, and I had the best time. And I was like, look, Milana, like you don't need someone else to fulfill these loving actions towards you. Like you can really be your own best friend. You can be your own person. So it's super empowering, whether you're single or in a relationship, to set the standard for how you deserve to be treated and how you want other people to treat you. And then another thing that I love to do that is super powerful for self-love is to meditate. My favorite thing ever. I'm a broken record with meditation. But do a self-love meditation. You can look them up on YouTube. I'll probably create some soon, where you can really receive your own love, receive the love of the universe. But what I love to do is I love to go on walks and play this beautiful music, just beautiful meditation music. I'll link one of my favorite playlists in the description below to Spotify. It has just the most gorgeous music that will make you feel so emotional and like open your heart. It's really powerful, but listen to that music and like sit and meditate or go on a walk and focus on receiving the love of the universe. I will like say that in my mind. I'll be like, I'm setting the intention. I am receiving the love of the universe, and I will just like see and visualize this like loving energy and light coming from like all around me, coming through me. I'll see like hearts and light and sparkles like flowing through my hands, going out, like healing the world, and just really like, I don't know, sometimes I envision this big pink sparkly bubble around me, and I'm walking and I'm just like in this love, in this divine love, and I'm just like absorbing it, receiving it, like receiving my own love, tuning into the love that's all around me. These things are always available to us and they're always there. It's just that we're not putting our attention on it. We're not waking up to it. It's like, I love this classic example of being like, you know, you probably aren't aware of your nose until I just said it. So now you're thinking about your nose. You're like, oh, I have a nose. Maybe you're touching it, whatever. It's the same with everything. It's like, it's there. We're just not awake to it and not aware of it. So if you tune your energy and your awareness to the love of the universe and to receiving divine love, then you will be open to receive it. And if you don't feel it immediately or the first time you try this, that's okay. I love to view meditation as depositing into an investment. Like imagine you have this investment account and like every day you're depositing money into it and it's going to grow over time. Maybe in the beginning and even maybe for a while, the money is not adding up to be that much. It's just like slowly stacking. Like you're not really seeing a big impact. But then one day this investment just like takes off and skyrockets. It's the same thing with meditation and tuning into these frequencies and these intentions. Like you might practice like a self-love meditation every day for a while, and then one day you might not even be meditating. You'll just feel like, oh my gosh, like you just receive it all of a sudden. And it's like, instead of a panic attack, it's a love attack. And you're like, what the heck? Where did this come from? This is so euphoric. But it's like, you've put in those reps. You've been investing into this investment into this asset for a while. It's just that now these returns are finally kicking in. And it might be immediate, it might be delayed, but I just want to throw that out there because over time it will have like a very, very strong compounding effect. It's really, really cool and something that I love about setting intentions and manifestations. It just grows and grows and grows over time. It's the coolest thing. So I hope you guys found these tips useful. If you have any tips that you really love and that I didn't cover, because there's so many ways you can practice self-love, please comment them below. I would love to learn your tips and talk about these together as a community and share these things, because the more we share, the more we can all evolve and grow and heal together and just create a more loving, beautiful world for all of us. So please share your thoughts below. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because, you know, now that you watch this, we're friends and you obviously want to stick around for my next videos that are totally going to change your life and help you live the life of your dreams. So make sure you're subscribed, send this to a friend who you think could use some self-love tips, and I'll see you guys at my next video.